Wow, beautiful, beautiful poems about teachers. What nobler employment or more valuable to the state than that of a man who instructs the rising generation? The songs of the wave and hymns of the streams are scattered in the voices of the throngs reduced to silence, and I can hear not but the music of eternity in exact harmony with the spirit's desire. I am clothed in full whiteness. I am in comfort. I am in peace. Beauty is eternally gazing at itself in a mirror, but you are eternity and you are the mirror, a blade of grass. Say the blade of grass to autumn leaf, you make such a noise. Falling, you scatter all my winter dreams, say the leaf, indignant, low born and low dwellings, songless, peevish thing. You live not in the upper air, and you cannot tell the sound of singing. Then the autumn leaf lay down upon the earth and slept, and when spring came, she waked again, and she was a blade of grass. And when it was autumn and a winter's sleep was upon her and above her, through all the air the leaves were falling, she muttered to herself, "Oh, these autumn leaves, they make such a noise, they scatter all my winter dreams." A lover's call. Where are you, my beloved? Are you in that little paradise watering the flowers who look upon you as infants look upon the breast of their mothers? Oh, or are you in your chamber where the shrine of the virtue has been placed in your honor and upon which you offer my heart and soul as sacrifice? Or amongst the books seeking human knowledge while you are replete with heavenly wisdom? Or companion of my soul, where are you? Are you praying in the temple or calling nature in the field heaven of your dreams? Are you in the huts of the poor, consoling the broken-hearted with the sweetness of your soul and filling their hands with your bounty? You are God's Spirit everywhere. You are stronger than the ages. Do you have the memory of the day we made, when the halo of your Spirit surrounded us and the angels of love floated about, singing the praise of the soul's deed? Do you recollect our sitting in the shade of the branches, sheltering ourselves from humanity as the roots protect the divine secret of the heart from injury? Remember you the trails and the forest we walked with hands joined and our heads leaning against each other as if we were hiding ourselves within ourselves. Recall you the hour I bade you farewell and the maritime kiss you placed on my lips. That kiss taught me that joining of lips and love reveals heavenly secrets which the tongue cannot utter. That kiss was introduction to a great sigh like the Almighty's breath that turned earth into man. That sigh led my way into the spiritual world, announcing the glory of my soul, and there it shall perpetuate until again we meet. I remember when you kissed me and kissed me with tears coursing your cheeks, and you said earthly bodies must often separate for earthly purpose and must live apart impelled by worldly intent. But the spirit remains joined safely in the hands of the love until death arrives and takes joined souls to God. Go, my beloved, love has chosen you, her delicate over her, for she is beauty who offers to her follower the cup of the sweetness of life. As for my own empty arms, your love shall remain my comforting groom, your memory my eternal wedding. Where are you now, my other self? Are you awake? In the silence of the night, let the clean breeze convey to you my heart's every beat and affection. Are you fondling my face in your memory? That image is no longer my own. My for sorrow has dropped his shadow on my happy countenance of the past. Sobs have writ, my beloved. Do you hear my weeping? From beyond the ocean, do you understand my need? Do you know the greatness of my passion is the any spirit of the air capable of conveying to you the breath of this dying youth? Is there any secret communication between angels that will carry him to you, my complaint? Where are you, O beautiful star? The obscurity of life has cast me upon his bosom, sorrow has conquered me. Sail your smile into the air, it will reach and live in me. Breathe your fragrance into the air, it will sustain me. Where are you, O beloved? Oh, how great is love, and how little am I beauty. Where shall you seek beauty, and how shall you find her unless she herself be your way and your guide? And how shall you speak of her except by the weaver? She be the weaver of your speech. The aggrieved and the injured say, beauty is kind and gentle, like a young mother half shy of her own glory. She walks among us, and The passionate say, nay, beauty is a thing of might and rain. Like the tempest, she shakes the earth beneath us and the sky above us. And the tired and weary say, beauty is the soft whispering she speaks in our spirit. Her voice yields to our silences like a faint light that quivers in fear of the shadow. But the restless say, we have heard her shouting among the mountains, and with her cries came the sound of the hoofs and the beating of the wings and the roaring of lions. At night the watchmen of the city say, beauty shall be with the dawn from the east, and at noontime the toilers and the wayfarers say, we have seen her leaning over the earth from the windows of the sunset. In winter say the snowbound, you shall come with the spring leaping upon the hills, and in the summer heat the reapers say, we have seen her dancing with autumn leaves, and we say, we saw a drift of the snow in her hair. All these things have you said of beauty, yet in truth you spoke not of her, but of needs unsatisfied. And beauty is not a need, but an ecstasy. It is not a mouth thirsting, not an empty hand stretched forth, but rather a heart inflamed and a soul enchanted. It is not the image you would see, nor the song you would hear, but rather an image you see through the closed your eyes, and a song you hear through the shut of your ears. It is not the sap within the furrowed bark, nor a wing attached to a claw, but rather a garden forever in bloom, and flock of angels forever in flight. People of our fallacy, beauty is life when life unveils a holy face, but you are life when you are the real. Beauty is eternity gazing at itself in a mirror, but you are eternity and you are the mirror. Beauty forever. I'm forever walking upon this shore between the sand and the foam. The high tide will erase the footprints and the wind will blow away the foam, but the sea and the shore will remain forever. Friendship. Your friend is your needs answer. He's your field which you sow with love and reap with thanksgiving, and he's your boat and your fireside, and you come to him with your hunger and you seek him for peace. When your friend speaks his mind, you fear not the nay in your own mind, nor the do you withhold the a. And when he is silent, your heart ceases not to listen to his heart, for without words and friendship or thoughts or desires, all expectations are born and shared, and joy that is unacclaimed. When you part from your friend, you grieve not, for that which you love most in him may be clearer in his absence as the mountain to the climber is clearer from the plain. And let there be no purpose in friendship save the deepening of the spirit, for love that seeks aught but the disclosure of its own mystery is not love but a net cast forth, and only the unprofitable is caught. And let your best be for your friend. If he must know the ebb of your tide, let him know its flood also. For what is your friend that you should seek him with hours to kill? Seek him always with hours to live what it was. It is his to fill his need, but not your emptiness. And in the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasure. For the joy of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. God. In the ancient days, when the first queer of the speech came to my lips, I ascended the holy mountain and spoke unto God, saying, Master, I am thy slave, the hidden will is my law, and I shall obey thee forevermore. But God made no answer, and like a mighty tempest passed away. And after 1,000 years, I ascended the holy mountain and again spoke unto God, saying, Creator, I am thy creation out of clay, thou hast fashioned me, and to thee I owe mine all. And God made no answer, but like 1,000 swift wings passed away. And after 1,000 years, I climbed the holy mountain and spoke unto the God again, saying, Father, I am the Son. In pity and love, you have cast me in birth, and through love and worship, I shall inherit the kingdom. And God made no answer, and like the mist, the wheels, the distant hills, he passed away. And after 1,000 years, I climbed the sacred mountains and again spoke unto God, saying, O God, my aim and fulfillment, I am yesterday, and thou art the tomorrow. I am thy root in the earth, and thou art the flower in the sky, and together we grow before the face of the sun. The God leaned over me, and my ears whispered words of sweetness. And even as the sea that enfold the brook that runs down to her, he enfolded me. And when I descended to the valleys and the plains, God was there also. Joy and sorrow. Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the self-same well from which laughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears, and how else can it be? The deeper the sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. It's not the cup that holds your wine, the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven. And it's not the lute that suits your spirit, the very wood that was hollowed with knives. When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is the only that which has given you the sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you say, joy is greater than sorrow. The others say, nay, sorrow is greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one is alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balance. When the treasure keeper fills you to weigh his gold and his silver, needs must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall on death. You would know the secret of death, but how shall you find it unless you seek it in the heart of life? The owl whose night-bound eyes are blind unto the day cannot unveil the mystery of the light. If you would indeed behold the spirit of death, open your heart wide unto the body of life, for life and death are one, even as the river and the sea are one. In the depth of your hopes and desire lies your silent knowledge of the beyond, and like seas streaming beneath the snow, your heart dreams of spring. Trust the dreams, for in them is hidden the gate of eternity. Your fear of death is but a trembling of the shepherd when he stands before the king whose hand is to be laid upon him in late honor. Is the shepherd not joyful beneath his trembling that he shall wear the mark of the king? Yet it is he not more mindful of his trembling. For what is this to die but to stand naked in the wind and melt into the sun? And what is the seas breathing but to free the breath from his restless ties, but it may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered. Only when you drink from the river of silence shall you indeed sing, and when you have reached the mountain top, when you shall begin to climb, and when the earth shall claim your limbs, then shall you truly dance religion. Have I spoken this day of aught else? Is not religion all deeds and all reflection, and that which is neither deed nor reflection, but a wonder and surprise ever springing in the soul, ever wild? The hands hew the stone and tint the loom, who can separate him? His faith from the action, and his belief from the occupation. Who can spread his apples before him, saying, this is for God, and for him myself, this is for my soul, and this for my body? All your hours are wings that beat through space from self to self. He who wears his morality but as his best garment, wear better naked the wind, and the sun will tear no holes in his skin. And he who defines his conduct by ethics imprisons his songbird in a cage. The freest song comes not through the bars and wires, and he to whom worshipping is a window to open, but also to shut, has not yet visited the house of his soul, whose windows are from dawn to dawn. Your daily life is your temple and your religion. Whatever you enter into it with you, your all. Take the plough and the fork and the mallet and the lute, and the things you have fashioned in necessity and or for delight. For in rivalry you cannot rise above your achievements, nor fall lower than your failures, and take with you all men, and in adoration you cannot fly higher than the hopes, nor humble yourself lower than the despair. And if you would know God, be not therefore a solver of riches, rather look about you, and you shall see him playing with your children, and look into his face, and you shall see him walking in the clouds, outstretching his arms in the lightning, and descending in rain. You shall see him smiling in flowers, and rising and waving his hands in trees. Vaheguru. Song of Fortune. Man and I are sweethearts, he graced me and I long for him, but alas, between us has appeared the rival who brings us misery. She's cruel and demanding, possessing empty lure. Her name is substance, she follows wherever we go and watches like a sentinel. bringing restlessness to my lover. I ask for my beloved in the forest, under the trees by the lakes. I cannot find him, for substance has spirited him to the glamorous city and placed him on the throne of quirking natural riches. I call for him with the voice of the knowledge and the song of wisdom. He does not hearken, for substance has enticed him into the dungeon of selfishness, where avarice dwells. I seek him in the fields of the contentment, but I am alone, for my rival has imprisoned him in a cave of gluttony and greed and authority with painful chains of gold. I call to him at dawn, where nature smiles, but he does not hear, for excess has, ladies, his drugged eyes with sick slumber. I beguile him and eventide when silence rules and the flowers sleep, but he responds not, for his fear over what the morrow will bring. Shadow his thoughts. He yearns to love me. He asks for me in his own acts, but he will find me not except in the God's acts. We seek me and the edifices of his glory which he has built. Upon the bones of others he whispers to me from among his heaps of gold and silver, but he will find me only by coming to the house of simplicity which God has built. At the brink of the stream of affection, he desires to kiss me before his coffers, but his lips will never touch mine except but in the richness of the pure breeze. He asks me to share with him his fabulous wealth, but I will not forsake God's fortune, and I will not cast off my cloak of beauty. He seeks deceit for medium. I seek only the medium of his heart. He bruises his heart in its narrow cell. I would enrich his heart with all my love. My beloved has learned how to shriek and cry for my enemy's substance. I would teach him how to shed tears for affection and mercy from the eyes of his soul for all things, and at the eyes of contentment through those tears. Man is my sweetheart. I want to belong to him. Song of Man. I was here from the moment of the beginning, and here I am still, and I shall remain here until the end of the world, for there is no ending of my grief-stricken being. I roamed the infinite sky and soared in the ideal world and floated through the firmament, but here I am prisoner of measurement. I heard the teaching of the Confucius. I listened to the Brahma's wisdom. I said, my Buddhas under the tree of the knowledge, yet here I am existing with ignorance and hearsay. I was on the Sinai when Joha approached Moses. I saw the Nazareth miracles at the Jordan. I was in Medina when Muhammad visited, yet here I am, prisoner of bewilderment. Then I witnessed the might of Babylon. I learned the glory of the Egypt. I viewed the wearing greatness of Rome, yet my earlier teachings showed the weakness and sorrow of those achievements. I conversed with the magician of I debated with the priests of the Assyria. I gleaned depth from the prophets of the Palestine, yet I am still seeking truth. I gathered wisdom from the quiet India. I probed the antiquity of Arabia. I heard all that can be heard, yet my heart is deaf and blind. I suffered at the hands of despotic rulers. I suffered slavery under insane invaders. I suffered hunger imposed by tyranny, yet I still possess some inner power with which I struggle to create each day. My mind is filled with, but my heart is empty. My body is old, but my heart is an infant. Perhaps in youth my heart will grow, but I pray to grow old and reach the moment of my return to God. Only then will my heart fail. I was here from the moment of the beginning, and here I am still, and I shall remain here until the end of the world, for there is no ending to my grief-stricken being. Song of the Flower. I am a kind that word uttered and repeated by the voice of nature. I am a star fallen from the blue tent upon the green carpet. I am a daughter of the elements, with whom winter conceived, to whom spring gave birth. I was reared in the lap of the summer, and I slept in the bed of autumn at dawn. I unite with the breeze to announce the coming of life. At eventide I join the birds in bidding the light farewell. The plain are decorated with my beautiful colors, and the air is scented with my fragrance. As I remember slumber, the eyes of the night watch over me, and as I awaken I stare at the sun, which the only eye of the day. I drink dew for wine and hearken to the voices of the birds and dance to the rhythmic swing of the grass. I am the lover's gift, I am the wedding breath, I am the memory of the moment's happiness, I am the last gift of the living to the dead. I am a part of joy and part of sorrow, but I look up high to see only the light. I never look down to see my shadow. This is wisdom which man must learn. Song of the Soul. In the depth of my soul, there is a wordless song, a song that lives in the seed of my heart. It refuses to melt with ink on parchment. It engulfs my affection in the transparent cloak and flows, but not upon my lips. How can I sigh, fear it may mingle with earthly ether? To whom shall I sing it? It dwells in the house of my soul in fear of harsh ears. When I look into my inner eyes, I see the shadow of his shadow. When I touch my fingertips, I feel his vibration. The deeds of my hands heed its presence as a lake must reflect the glittering stars. My tears reveal it as the bright drops of the dew reveal the secret of the withering rose. It is a song composed by contemplation and published by silence and shunned by clamor and folded by truth and repeated by dreams and understood by love and hidden by awakening and sung by the soul. It is the song of love which Cain or Esau could sing it. It is more fragrant than just mean. What voice could enslave it? It is the heart bound as the words in secret. What the string could cover it? Who dares unite the roar of the sea and the singing of the nightingale? Who dares compare the shrieking tempest to the sigh of the infant? Who dares speak aloud the words intended for the heart to speak? What human dares sing in voice the song of God, the song of the way? The strong shore is my beloved, and I am his sweetheart. We are at last united by love, and then the motion draws me. From him I go to him, to haste and depart, reluctantly with many little farewells. I steal swiftly from behind the blue horizon to cast the silver of my foam upon the gold of his hand, and we blend in melted brilliance. I quench his thirst and submerge his heart. He softens my voice and subdues my temper. At dawn, I recite the rules of love upon his ears, and he embraces me longingly. At eventide, I sing to him the song of the hope, and then print smooth hisses upon his face. I am swift and fearful, but he is quite patient and thoughtful. His broad bosom soothes my restlessness. As the tide comes, we caress each other. When it withdraws, I drop into his feet in prayer. Many times have I danced around Burmese as they rose from the depths and rested upon its crest to watch the stars. Many times have I heard lovers complain of their smallness, and I helped them to sigh. Many times have I teased the great rocks and fondled them with a smile, but never have I received laughter from them. Many times have I lifted downing souls and carried them tenderly to my beloved shore. He gives them strength as he takes mine. Many times have I stolen gems from the depth and presented them to my beloved shore. He takes them in silence, but still I go forth. Give for he welcomes me ever in the heaviness of night when all creatures seek the ghost of slumber. I sit up singing at one time and sighing at another. I'm awake always. Alas, sleeplessness has weakened me, but I'm a lover, and the truth of love is strong. I may be weary, but I shall never die. Teaching. No man can reveal to you aught but that which already lies half asleep in the dawning of your knowledge. The teacher who walks in the shadow of the temple among his followers gives not of his wisdom, but rather of his faith and his lovingness. If he is indeed wise, he does not bid you enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your own mind. The astronomer may speak to you of his understanding of space, but he cannot give you his understanding. The musician may sing to you the rhythm which is in all space, but he cannot give you the ear which arrays the rhythm, nor the voice that echoes in. And he who was in the science of numbers can tell of the regions of the weight and measure, but he cannot conduct you hither. For the vision of one man lends not its wings to another man, and even as one of you stands alone in God's knowledge, so must each one of you be alone in his knowledge of God and in his understanding of the earth, the beauty of death. Part 1, the calling. Let me sleep, for my soul is intoxicated with love, and let me rest, for the spirit has had its country, has had its bounty of days and nights. Light the candles and burn the incense around my bed, and scatter leaves of jasmines and roses over my body, and balm my hair with frankincense, and sprinkle my feet with perfume, and read what the hand of death has written on my forehead. Let me rest in the arms of slumber, for my open eyes are tired. Let the silver stringed lyre quiver and soothe my spirit. Weave from the harp and lute a wheel around my hithering heart. Sing of the past as you behold the dawn of hope in my eyes, for its magic meaning is a soft bed upon which my heart rests. Dry your tears, my friends, and raise your heads as the flowers. Raise your crowns to greet the dawn. Look at the bride of death is standing like a column of light between my bed and the infinite. Hold your breath and listen with me to the beckoning rustle of her white wings. Come close and bid me farewell. Touch my eyes with smiling lips. Let the children grasp my hand with soft and rosy fingers. Let the ages place event hands upon the head and bless me. Let the virgins come closer and see the shadows of God in my eyes and hear the echo of His will racing with my death. Part 2, Ascending. I have passed a mountain peak and my soul is soaring in the firmament of complete and unbound freedom. I'm far, far away. My companions in the clouds are hiding the hills from my eyes. The valleys are becoming flooded with an ocean of silence, and the hands of oblivion are engulfing the roads and the houses. The prairies and fields are disappearing behind a white spectre that looks like the spring cloud, yellow as the candlelight and red as the twilight. The songs of the waves and the hymns of the streams are scattered, and the voices of the throngs reduced to silence, and I can hear naught but the music of eternity in exact harmony with His red eyes. I'm clothed in full whiteness. I'm in comfort. I'm in peace. Remains. Part 3. Unwrap me from the white linen shroud and clothe me with leaves of jasmine and lilies. Take my body from the ivory casket and let it rest upon pillows of orange blossoms. Lament me not, but sing songs of the youth and joy. Shed not tears upon me, but sing of harvest and the wine praise. Utter no sigh of agony, but dry upon my face with your finger the symbol of love and joy. Disturb not the air's tranquility with chanting and hymns, but let your heart sing with me the song of the eternal life. Mourn me not with apparel of black, but dress in color and rejoice with me. Talk not of my departure with sighs of in your hearts. Close your eyes and you will see me with you forevermore. Place me upon the clusters of leaves and carry me upon the friendly shoulders and walk slowly to the deserted forest. Take me not to the crowded burying ground, lest my slumber be disrupted by the rattling of bones and skulls. Carry me to the cypress woods and dig my grave where violets and poppies grow not in the other's shadow. Let my grave be deep, so that the flood will not carry my bones to the open valley. Let my graves be wide, so that the twilight shadows will come and sit by me. Take from me all earthly raiment and place me deep in my mother earth, and place me with care upon my mother's breast. Cover me with soft earth, and let each handful be mixed with seeds of jasmine, lilies, and myrtle. And when they grow above me and thrive on my body's element, they will breathe the fragrance of my heart into space and reveal even to the sun the secret of my peace and sail with the breeze and comfort the wayfarer. Leave me then, friends, leave me and depart on mute feet. As the silence walks in a deserted valley, leave me to God and disperse yourself slowly as the almond apples. And apple blossoms disperse under the vibration of Nissan's breeze. Go back to the joy of your dwellings, and you will find there that which death cannot remove from you and me. Leave with place for you. What you see here is far away in meaning from the ugly world. Leave me. Poems about depression. Depression exhausts me, depression blinds me, depression strangles me. While depression has stolen away the hope which he claimed as his only friend here on earth. Alas, who will now flash the rainbow of hope across his heart sunk deep? No more depression, no more frustration, no more hallucination. In me, I see a new dawn, a dawn that will reveal divinity's life fulfillment on earth. My body and my mind. My body and my mind are in depression because you are not with me.